Hello, my name is Ruth Cuthand and I'm a practicing artist. In my art practice, I prefer to work by project. When I find a project, I will figure out what medium I want to use or media. I want to do everything. I actually was teaching a beading class at First Nations University of Canada, and I really liked working with the colors of the beads. And then I started thinking about trade, and so I was thinking of how we got beads. And then I started thinking about disease and how disease came to the New World from the Old World. Now, when you look at a virus under an electronic microscope, it is so small and so magnified that it's actually just shades of gray. And I stumbled upon all these viruses that had been colored by medical artists. And when I looked at those, I thought, these are so abstracted, and the shapes and the colors that they're using, these could translate to beads really well. When my children were small, we would go out to conservation areas and we would walk on the prairie. It really centers me and calms me. And then when I'm really centered and calm is where that part of the brain that's creative goes, oh yeah, we were working on this. Let's look at that again while you walk around, and then that's sometimes when a vision for a future piece will kind of coalesce, and then I can work from there. As far as Indigenous art goes, when it started, like in the 70s, there was kind of this separation between contemporary times and historical things. And then it started to shift like in the 90s, and people started talking more about being Indigenous in contemporary times. Before that, beading was like utilitarian. It was like moccasins, bags, pins. The radical Stitch show at the National Gallery is like it's like a huge love story to Canada, saying, here we are, here's beads that you thought were just for hobbies or trinkets, that here they are, they're making art. I just really like that shift of taking something that was kind of stereotyped and pushing it forward. When I was a young artist, I used to get these ideas and I'd be like, okay, this is exactly what I want. And then I would try to replicate what's in my brain through my hand onto whatever, and it didn't work. And I finally had to learn how to negotiate with my brain and say, okay, that incredible vision that you had first, that's not going to work. I'm not capable of doing that. And then I was constantly negotiating with my brain to try and find a way to get it out in a way that would be satisfactory to me and satisfactory to that part of the brain. You could see when the wheels in their head turned, and that was the one that they wanted to work. That's the way they wanted to work. And if you're young and you don't have art in school, if you can scrape together some materials and just start playing with it, don't worry about that it has to be a masterpiece or it has to look real. I would just really encourage young people to just try it and not expect that you're going to be wonderful right off the hop. That's what artists do, is we just try. We try this, we try that. You know, we explore. Sometimes things are a huge failure, sometimes they're not.